week on Big Red's Cooking, pasta with tomato, thyme, and chicken. Hi, welcome back to Big Red's Cooking. As always, I'm Big Red. So right off the bat, I want to say hi to Scott and Brandis. I actually ran into Scott earlier today. And he said, oh man, I can't wait to watch that next video of yours. And he talked about how much he and his wife enjoy sitting down watching these videos together. So, you know what, this one goes out to Scott and Brandis. I hope this meal is as good for you guys as it is for me. So what I'm going to do today is another really quick, simple pasta dish. I've run into a few people who talked about how much they loved the spaghetti I did with the shrimp in the lemon garlic sauce. It's really fast, it's really simple, it's very versatile. And, you know, and you can go ahead and you don't have to use shrimp, you can use scallops, you can use chicken with that for that matter. Now today I am actually going to do a pasta with chicken. Get some fresh vegetables, and again you're going to see what takes the longest is waiting for that pot of water to come to a simmer. So again, you know what, let's get right on over to that workbench and we'll get at it. Alright, so I've already got my pasta water on. Just like with a lot of my other pasta dishes, the longest part of this is waiting for the water to come to a boil. So I'm guessing you guys didn't want to have to stand here and stare at me, you know, watching a pot of water come to a boil. And if you did, let me know. That's like a whole other category of videos. That's one of those weird ASMR things or something, I'm sure. Anyhow, so I get my water to a boil. I've already got my pasta weighed off before. I know a lot of people struggle with trying to figure out how much pasta to cook. 85 grams is the perfect portion. And if you don't cook it, you don't have to worry about eating it afterwards. So I like to cook just the perfect amounts of pasta. Now while we get that going, and we want to always, when we put our pasta into our water, well, for one, it should be well salted water. Right, so we're looking at about a tablespoon of salt for every liter of water, because that's the only opportunity to get that salt right into that pasta, and it's going to make a big difference in how it tastes. Right, but you also want to make sure you give it a stir as soon as you put that in the water. Now if you're one of these people that puts oil in your water, you're wasting your oil. You know, think about it, oil floats on top, that pasta goes down through, that oil staying on top of the water. It's really not doing much to keep the pasta from sticking together. That's just an old wives' tale. It's a waste of your money. And the little bit of oil that does actually stick to the pasta is going to make it harder for most sauces to cling. So, you know what, don't even bother. The trick to it is just making sure you get a large volume of water. Generally, pasta is going to absorb 3 times its weight in water. So you want about 6 times its weight in the amount of water, and the more the better, because it's just not going to get as cold when you put that pasta in. So I'm going to get my pan preheated. Tonight it's going to be, as I was saying there earlier, there's going to be a pasta with some chicken, some tomato, some garlic, of course. Everything I have, I think, has garlic into it. Really, really simple. Now, I want this chicken breast to be able to cook as fast as possible and to be able to stay as juicy as possible. So the trick to that is just to pound it out a little bit. You know, these tends to be a bit thicker, and great if I was doing this on a grill or something like that. But in a pan like this, I want to be able to make sure I can get it cooked right through and keep fairly quickly at a nice high temperature, so it's going to stay juicy. So I like to tend to pound it out, and then it also is going to make it look bigger. Now you'll notice I've got this between a couple of layers of plastic wrap. What I'm making sure is that I don't have bits of chicken flying all over the place. I don't want to get myself sick or anyone else sick. So I want to work in a nice clean kitchen. So the trick to when you're pounding at that chicken breast is just to put it in between some saran wrap and even my cutting board. Now I'm not getting raw chicken onto that plastic board, and I would never work on my wooden one like that. I don't want to take any chances in that salmonella bacteria getting into that wooden board. So a little olive oil, and I don't mind a little extra because this is going to be an olive oil based sauce. So whatever is left over in that pan is just going to contribute to the sauce itself. Let's go ahead and give our pasta another stir here. And our chicken breast goes. So anytime I'm working with chicken, I always clean up my tools right away. And I'm actually going to want to use that cutting board again a little later. So I've given it a wash right now. Alright, so just plain old, I've got a Roma tomato here. You can really use any kind of tomato you like. But I do find the Romas and the field tomatoes tend to have a lot of really good flavor and a good texture. So again, nothing fancy about this. I'm just going to take this, quarter it, and then just cube it up. We'll go ahead and get a bit of garlic ready. Now again, you know, like I've said in so many of my videos, cook to your taste. I am a massive garlic lover. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that. So I'm actually using, I've got 3 cloves of garlic here. And that's just for this one meal. Get a little salt and pepper onto our chicken breast. And again, you know, put as much as you think you like onto it. So I'm just roughly chopping this garlic up. Nothing special about this. Let's put that to the side for a moment. And one of my favorite herbs, I got some fresh thyme here. Now, again, cook to your taste. If you don't have thyme, or you're not, well, if you don't have time, you shouldn't be doing this. All good food takes a little time. But jokes aside, you know, if you don't have any thyme, fresh thyme, feel free to use dry. You know, or if you want, use a bit of basil, some oregano, some marjoram. Really, any of the, you know, almost any herb will work. So I can tell our pasta is almost done, so I'm going to go ahead and drop my tomatoes right down into the pan. I'll keep cleaning away at a bit of this thyme here. Yeah, so like I was saying, you know, use whatever herbs you like. If you don't have fresh herbs, use some dry. You know, and just, again, think about the principles of what I'm doing here. Don't focus too much about how much of this or how I've got that chopped. You know, recipes really are just a snapshot in time, and you can follow a recipe exactly every time and end up with different outcomes. You know, maybe the tomatoes were a little newer one time and nice and juicy, and then a little older the next time, so they weren't quite so juicy. You know, the garlic might be really pungent in flavor one time and not so flavorful the next time. So now that tomatoes are sauteed for a few moments, I can go ahead and throw my garlic right down in on top of that. Now, because I'm working with fresh herbs, I want to wait right till the end to add those. I don't want them to get completely killed. Throw a little more garlic, or a little more olive oil down on top of that. Oh, it smells so good. I love that smell of garlic cooking. Let's go ahead and sample a piece of our pasta here. Very, very close. Now here's a little trick if you're not sure about your chicken breast. Now what we would do in the kitchen is we'd use a thermometer, check the internal temperature, things like that. We're at home, we're just going to keep this nice and simple. I'm going to want to make this look really pretty because I think making food look pretty makes us enjoy it a little bit more. But if we go to the bottom part of our chicken breast, we can take it and we just sort of pinch it open and we can tell whether it's fully cooked or not. And this one is definitely cooked. So my cutting board I used earlier and that I washed up right away, I can take my chicken breast and drop that right on there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take my pasta directly from the water and we'll just drop it right down to our skillet. And a little bit of that water is not going to hurt it at all, actually. That's going to help to loosen up anything that's stuck to the bottom of the pan. We'll go ahead and throw our fresh thyme in, and I've actually already turned the burner off at this point. Just give that a little toss around. We'll let that sit for a moment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do what we call slicing on the bias. So I could just slice straight down. I'm actually going to come in at a bit of an angle. What's that? And what this is going to allow me to do is to fan out my chicken breast a little bit. Make it look like it's taking up a bit more space. And give me some nice pieces. Oh, this smells so wonderful. What we'll do is we'll take our chicken breast here and go right on top. And so we can take that, actually, if we want, we can fan it out a little bit. And of course, if we're having fresh pasta, we could add some fresh Parmesan on top of this. Oh, it's gonna be a great supper. So you know what, as always, you know, we'll jump on over to our counter over here and I'm gonna give this a taste. Oh, I can't wait. So doesn't that just look wonderful? It smells so amazing. I love that smell of fresh thyme. Let's go ahead and get this little taste there. I absolutely love thyme and garlic and tomato together. And a simple pasta, so easy. You know, there's lots of those evenings we get home, we're just flat out busy, we've had a long, stressful day, and we're thinking, oh, what am I going to have for supper tonight? And we just don't want to cook anything. We think it's all too hard, takes too long. You can saw that really didn't take that long at all, you know. My total elapsed time was probably less than 30 minutes. And I didn't do anything here that none of you can't do. You know, there's no fancy techniques here at all. You know, take a few moments, throw that pot of water onto the simmer. While it's coming up to a boil, you can grab all your ingredients. All right? Get everything ready to go. Get that pasta in the water. Cook that chicken breast. You know, a little bit of tomato, some fresh herbs, some garlic. You get yourself an amazing and, you know, relatively healthy meal. A whole lot better for you than takeout. You know, so I'm hoping this is going to inspire some of you guys to get a little bit more creative with your pasta dishes and think beyond, you know, your typical tomato sauce or your spaghetti sauce. It's going to take a long time to make. There's lots of these great, fast, simple pasta dishes like this that we can do. So if you did enjoy this video, if you learned something, please go ahead and share this. You know, trying to build up that audience. I got some great ideas. Summer's just around the corner. We'll be getting lots of fresh stuff available. I got some wild foods I want to be cooking. So I want to see more and more people seeing these videos. So please, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, you want to make sure you get my videos when they come out, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You know, share these around to your different social feeds and things like that. But most importantly, keep eating some great food and keep coming back. Can't wait to see you again soon. Bye for now.